Hello and welcome to the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. It is Friday, November 5th, 2021. Welcome, everybody. We are back. It's very exciting to wrap the week up with you guys. It's your boy Crypto Jack coming to you live this Friday afternoon. And, well, our homie Jason is with us today. Jason, my man, how are you doing? In fact, let's get Jason on the screen. Let me just turn on his green screen filter. And too aggressive on the green screen filter. Let's dial back the green screen. But in the meantime, let's just put Jason on screen. What's up, big guy? How is your afternoon going? I got you on screen right now.
Is it just me, or does it sound like Jack's got a little pep in his step today?
Must
really excited about it.
must be that coffee I just paid. But yeah, man, we are up, we are live, and of course, it's good to be with you guys. Jason, my guy, how are you doing? How's the market trading? How's everything?
I mean, as of now, I think we're gonna go look at the trading journal real quick here. We're in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 positions. One of which ICP popped off today, which is nice. 5 of those 7 are all in no loss positions here. So as we go into the weekend, I feel like we're in a really good spot. I mean, whatever the market decides to do here, we'll be on the right side of it, I think. So it feels good to be in that position, especially with the uncertainty in the market right now. So
Word.
Definitely Friday for me, as well as traditional markets, man. Look at that traditional market.
Indeed, guys, traditionals are absolutely... Yeah, I'm taking a little sip here. But indeed, traditionals are absolutely flying today, guys, at new all-time highs at Bitcoin and Ethereum, pulling back a little bit. Dare I say it? I mean, I went to bed yesterday. I'm going to flip my thing to the hourly here. I got my Bitcoin on the hourly. I went to bed yesterday. We were breaking up above the baseline here. This is where I went to bed here after this breakout here. And I'm like, all right, everything's right in the world, but here we are breaking back down again. And we are flirting with 60K again. Seems like this trend, at least in the lower time frames, is mostly to the downside, guys.
Apparently with expanding volatility, because I mean, as you see those bars, they're getting bigger and bigger. So I mean, we just got to see where support holds here. But as for me, I just started live testing a 6-hour strategy that does have me in a short here down to about 60,100, which we've almost tapped. So I mean, that could end up being support, or we could break through. I mean, we're just going into the weekend. It's just one of those things that we just kind of got to wait to see where that support is. But part of me starts to think here that without even really noticing it, I looked at the CME today with the whole 75, and today will be the first day we're closing beneath it, which means that's hedging territory. So with the price that it is, you wouldn't think that we'd be in hedging territory, but we're sneaking right under that baseline now. So, I mean, we could put in that pullback that we've been talking about for quite a while.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I think I can understand why one would be inclined to hedge here. It does feel like, well, preparing to test back into the 50s, guys. I don't know if you followed yesterday's and the day before's analysis. Our analysts were discussing a road to mid-50s at least.
52, 54. There's a big. I mean, I could see that area being tested as resistance comes support, and we continue the bull market. But you just kind of got to wait to see. But I really do think a test down there makes a lot of sense.
Indeed. We'll get into all that and more in a few minutes, guys. T8 comes your way in about 30 minutes. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get into today's show, guys. You know how it goes. 90 minutes or so in store for you today. We are going to cover everything from the news before we hop into the alts. We'll take a look at the bubbles today. Pretty green. Pretty damn green today. Some decent pumps today. Even my crow bags are looking good. We'll check in on that in a minute. What else we got? Yes, we will check in with the audience. We'll shout everybody out before we get into the main analysis. Jason will take you through a look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a few others before we get into the Q&A segment, guys. Yesterday we didn't get to a lot of requests. Justin, as we described on the tail end of the show, we might have to incorporate super chats because Justin only does a few requests per show. So if you want to get yours in, might need to do super chat Thursdays. Otherwise, today Jason's on deck, and
that man has a lot of knowledge. I'm just good at looking at chart patterns, baby.
Indeed. So I assure you guys, we will get through a lot more requests today. Jason will flip through quite a few.
Super chats too, though.
Remember last week you did like a serious stack of requests last Friday.
Yeah, there was quite a bit last week.
I think we went 2 hours. We did a whole list of requests. With that said, guys, let's do it. I'm gonna put Jason away for now, and I'm gonna get into the news. So let's do it. All right, Ubisoft. Is this an update to more or less the story we've already discussed? I think it is. So I'm not gonna get into this. We covered the Ubisoft story earlier this week. Maybe there's some further news coming out, but we really are waiting for a breakthrough in the gaming industry to see a big studio, big publisher, kind of get in on the whole blockchain gaming meme, and in this case, Ubisoft certainly signaling in that direction. Look forward to it. Let's get into the next piece because I already covered this early in the week.
The projects I'm in are play to earn.
Yeah, that seems to be the buzz right now, right? Kind of aligned with the metaverse and all that. So that is the current meme, play to earn. With that said, let's go ahead and get into the next piece. Here's one from Fimble. The news is a little light, guys, today, so bear with me. Breeders see surging demand for Shiba Inu dogs amid the Shiba and Doge hype. Go figure. Shiba Inu and Dogecoin, two popular cryptos based on dogs, have seen a surge in demand as the virtual life has become more intertwined with reality. Dog-themed cryptos like Doge and Shiba have seen a surge. Well, this is the paragraph repeating. In general, Shiba Inu breeders throughout the United States have reported that their businesses are booming due to the two cryptos bringing the Japanese hunting dogs into the spotlight. Even though Dogecoin, a crypto inspired by a 13 online joke and featuring a dog's image, gained popularity this summer, it was momentarily exceeded in market value by Sheeb, a meme coin whose value has risen about 800% in just the last month alone. And of course, let's see here. Somebody interested in dogs got their interest was piqued when they first came across Doge, and they aped in. They aped in back then. Blah blah blah. All right, you get the point. The point being, oh, here we go. Here is the meat of the story. All right. So this demand for these pups has been difficult for small breeders to cope with the confluence of crypto and canine worlds. According to Sandra, co-owner of Rodell Shibas in Aspers, Pennsylvania, the number of inquiries have more than tripled, stating, "You've got Elon saying he's got a Shiba," and then everybody starts to snowball. Okay. The number of applications she gets for her pets has increased between 150 and 200 a month. She said it's hard to keep up with the number of messages. The fact that many individuals are unfamiliar with the breed's characteristics further adds to the difficulty. Yeah, you know, sometimes these purebred, these special breeds are a little finicky. They're not like your average dog, right? Shiba probably comes with other complications.
Funny, my neighbors, like I think 3 of my neighbors have Shiba Inus. They're all over this place.
What the hell? Funny. This is like the meme coin turns an actual meme dog. Everybody's gonna have this new dog. Wow.
Dog.
Oh, there you go. Well, there you go, guys. Sheeb, a little bit of Friday levity in the air today, but apparently breeders across North America saying the sheep demand is out of control. Go figure. What's a sheep pup worth nowadays? I'm guessing a couple grand or more. What a business.
It's gotta raise their market cap, right?
Man, here I am mining Bitcoin like a sucker. I should be running a puppy mill and flipping sheeps. Yeah, breeding sheeps. Of course, guys. I would never condone such a thing. Even all this hype, you know, when you hear stuff like this, you know, people kind of on the back of memes and like excitement are FOMOing into dog ownership.
FOMOing into dog ownership. It's a living creature, man.
I know. So guys, if you do FOMO into an actual dog at the end of this, please take care of it. All right. Not much more to add. I'm sure everybody here is very responsible and mature, but that's the one thing that comes to mind in this. You know, a hype like this might end up hurting some of these dogs in the end. With that said, guys, let's go ahead and get into this next piece. Cointelegraph writes, Jack in the Box claims in court that FTX US ripped off its character to create Moon Man. All right, you know, we don't have Jack in the Box here in Canada, so I'm not too familiar with this franchise or the Moon Man. Do you know anything about
that? Is funny now that I think about it. Just think about it, that big white head with like the eyes.
That's the one I'm thinking of, right? I'm sure if I scroll down. Oh, it's here.
Now that I think about it, FTX did have a big white head. That's funny.
They do. It's on screen here, guys. Check it out. So the one on the right is the Jack in the Box character. I mean, there's a small similarity, but it's not necessarily massive, right? I mean, one's got a cone.
It's like his dad or something.
There might be a family resemblance, but I'm not so sure about a direct ripoff. Well, let's take a look here. Lawyers from major fast food chain Jack in the Box have filed a lawsuit against crypto exchange FTX US for copyright and trademark infringement of its Jack mascot. According to
Won't win that.
According to federal court documents filed in the Southern District of California on November 3rd, Jack in the Box legal team requesting a jury trial claiming FTX Moon Man character, an adult male typically dressed in polo shirts with the head of a moon used for Major League Baseball events, is a ripoff of the company's current version of the Jack mascot. The fast food company describes the character as a typical adult human male with the exception of a large spherical white head, blue dot eyes, nose, and a curvy smile. Rather than spending its vast financial resources to develop its own intellectual property, FTX brazenly and illegally copied or derived its Moon Man mascot from Jack in the Box Jack, the company alleged in court documents. Here's a little quote. Just like Jack, FTX's Moon Man has a spherical white head also, affixed to a talking human actor. Man, the overlap is uncanny. With blue dotted eyes, a nose, and a smile. Oh my God, what are they copywriting the smiley format itself?
I bet FTX has more money than Jack in the Box.
Probably. I'm sure there's a way. You think there'd be a way for these two guys to kind of like shake hands and collab, you know?
Right. I think they just want to be in the news.
Why not like bring the two brands together? Make a commercial with the two Moon Men together, eating a burger, flipping coins.
Make a crypto burger.
Yeah, I'm saying this could be a marketing opportunity for the both to take advantage of. They don't have to go down this ugly road with the lawyers and all that, right? Let's see here. Filing shows
glass half empty these days.
Filing shows lawyers for Jack in the Box sent FTX a cease and desist letter to stop using the character on October 15th, which FTX refused, claiming that Jack in the Box has only narrow protection, limited to the beheaded ping-pong-headed clown who exploded out of a box to sell burgers. Wow. Taking a few shots at the Jack in the Box clown. All right, enough of this, guys. This is... All right, let's see here. Again to another news title. Oh, 404, page not found. All right, let's go ahead and get to the next piece. This one also comes from Cointelegraph, and it's titled Tampa Mayor to Accept Payment in Bitcoin. Interesting. The news came a mere days after Miami Mayor Francis Suarez announced that he's going to take his next paycheck entirely in Bitcoin, and now Jane Castor, the mayor of Tampa Bay, Florida, has announced that she will begin accepting her paycheck in Bitcoin, according to multiple sources who attended Florida's Bitcoin and Blockchain Summit. Castor made the announcement Friday morning on day 2 of the summit, which is being held at the Armali Arena in downtown Tampa. According to people who attended the event, crypto lending platform Celsius Network facilitated the mayor's Bitcoin payments. Interesting. Hooking up with Celsius to get the BTC on. The news quickly spread across the crypto Twitterverse, with Bitcoin evangelist Anthony Pompliano noting that a total of 4 U.S. mayors have begun accepting at least a portion of their paycheck in Bitcoin. Here's the tweet from Anthony. Tag your mayor and ask if they are Bitcoin friendly. Yeah, the count is now 4 mayors across the U.S. Castor's decision appears to be influenced by Miami's Francis Suarez, who recently became the first mayor to accept a portion of his salary in Bitcoin. Newly elected New York City Mayor Eric Adams also followed suit. He announced earlier this week that he will accept his first 3 paychecks entirely in crypto. Suarez and the newly elected Adams have been vocal about turning their respective cities into crypto hubs. Following his election, Adams declared that NYC will become the center of the cryptocurrency industry, end quote. Wow, quite a ambitious statement. Let's see here. Here's the tweet from Eric Adams in New York. We always go big. I'm going to take my first 3 paychecks in Bitcoin. We are going to create a fast-growing innovation hub. All right, very cool stuff. Another day, another paycheck being cashed in Bitcoin. You know, only thing, you know, as fun as this is, and I date this, you know what really does bother me? You know, what irks, sits in the back of my mind is like, okay, the inevitable day when Bitcoin does take a shit. You know, maybe next year, maybe February next year.
It'll have corrections for sure.
And then the news articles, they're gonna come out. What a dummy! He just took his paycheck. He just got paid.
Idiot mayor.
Yeah, got his payment. His his pay is now worth half of what it should have been. This Bitcoin thing. So I'm just saying, I'm gonna see plenty of articles taking the opportunity to. It's just like, you know, when Tesla got all the Bitcoins, right? There wasn't like too much fanfare when you pump. So, you don't hear too much about Elon and Tesla, how much their Bitcoin investment is. It's only when Bitcoin really took a dump did everybody come out of work. Oh, Elon, Tesla, you guys lost like $500 million on your stupid Bitcoin. That's the only time you hear about it. I'm worried that's what will come out of this, but in the end, it's a positive development this Friday afternoon. So there you have it. Let's get into another news story or so, guys. What do we have next? Bitcoin Cash pumps and dumps after Kroger confirms crypto adoption was fake news. Yes, another day, another story. I could swear we covered something damn near identical a couple weeks ago. You guys remember? I think it was Litecoin. Litecoin pumped dramatically off some fake news.
Oh, yeah. Was it like Walmart or something like that?
I think it was Walmart. Yeah, I think it was Walmart. Something very similar. But let's explore this little topic, guys, if you're wondering why Bitcoin Cash pumped hard today. In another indication of the mainstream adoption of crypto, Kroger Co., America's largest grocery retailer, announced that it will begin accepting Bitcoin Cash for products. But moments after the headline and a Bitcoin Cash pump underway, Kroger's spokesperson said the news release to accept Bitcoin Cash this holiday season was totally fraudulent. Here's the news. Fake. And it's fake. Disappointingly fake news. These hackers are getting really good at this stuff. The release was on the official Kroger. Yeah, I guess somebody, I hope somebody longed the shit out of BCH, out of the news. What a way to manipulate markets and potentially reap some major rewards, huh?
Well, clearly someone did because it pumped.
It did. Let's have a look here. Deep fake quality stuff. Okay, so here's the tweet, or some of the tweet, maybe one of the tweets that started it. As you can see, somebody posted what looks like the official Kroger site and an official page, looking pretty damn official, saying Kroger's not accepting BCH. Yeah, I mean, if you took a glance at this, you could hardly fault you for thinking this could be legit. In September, precisely what happened? Yeah, so it was September, indeed, when Global Newswire fraudulently announced Walmart announces major partnership with Litecoin, and that, you know how that ended up. So
just don't buy the news, people.
Well then, Kroger's. There you have it. That would be an odd one. Something like BCH announced as the official token. That would be your first red flag. What, BCH? Really?
Right. Yeah, why would you do that? Why have you done this? I can't believe you've done this.
I mean, it makes some sense, but it's hard to believe a BCH acolyte got into the Kroger's boardroom and convinced them to go with BCH. He knows a guy there. All right, let's continue. You know, I think that's one of the last stories I've logged for today. Let me go see here. Is there anything else I really want to cover today? Let's see. Backed is expanding to Ethereum. I think I should cover that very briefly. Let's see here. Let's see. I think that's it. Taproot is almost here. One of the most significant upgrades to Bitcoin. I'll cover that in just a moment. All right, let's get into these last two stories, and then we're going to get into the next segment, guys. Let's continue. What do we have here? Backed expanding to Ethereum. Wall Street's backed crypto custodian platform is expanding from Bitcoin to also include Ethereum. The company said in the statement they will soon offer their customers the ability to buy, sell, or send Ethereum alongside Bitcoin, bringing the second biggest cryptocurrency to a new infrastructure, quote, at backed. Providing flexible opportunities for customers and users to enjoy their digital assets is a top consideration. Adding Ethereum brings popular and growing crypto to our roster, said the CEO. Backed users have already enjoyed the app's capabilities to leverage Bitcoin. We're confident that the addition of Ethereum will complement our growing ecosystem of partners and assets, and on and on. Just recently, Backed announced a partnership with MasterCard that allow MasterCard customers to integrate Bitcoin into their merchant systems. The addition of Ethereum presumably means MasterCard merchants will also be able to choose whether they want to choose Bitcoin, Ethereum, both, maybe even more tokens, being that once you have the Ethereum rail in place, you can basically process ERCs of all types, right? This is a significant development for Ethereum as it's following Bitcoin in the last 2-year integration with traditional finance infrastructure. Yeah, exactly. Ethereum, indeed. Seems like one of the other wing of this whole crypto bird, right? Bitcoin and Ethereum flocking together to new highs. Gotta love it. All right. All right. Even the times we're at odds with each other, guys.
It comes to mind.
We're very tight, the two of us. Protos. Protos.com reads, Taproot is almost here. One of Bitcoin's most significant upgrades in years. Taproot. Bitcoin's most impactful improvements in years, and it's here in less than 2 weeks, expected around the 16th of November. The upgrade makes Bitcoin transactions more private and compact, plus new features like time-decaying multi-sig wallets. As of June 12th, a 90% supermajority of miners and mining pools had locked in for Taproot by signaling a green light this month's activation. Let's see here. Let's see. The final block will be this one before owners revise their existing consensus rules. Blah, blah, blah. Once the block's been mined, the majority of the world's Bitcoin node operators running Bitcoin Core version such and such will enforce the new Taproot rules. There are over 12,000 Bitcoin full nodes reachable around the world. This makes Bitcoin the most decentralized blockchain in the world. Ethereum boasts just 2,640 fully synced nodes at press time. You know, this is a bit of a this is a deeper discussion, so I don't want to leave it at that. Taproot is about Bitcoin privacy, and indeed, assuming all goes well, Bitcoin users will benefit from easier, less expensive, and more private use of multi-sig smart contracts. With Taproot, both regular and multi-sig transactions will look absolutely the same. This will help improve privacy for everyone using the Bitcoin network. Technically speaking, Taproot accomplishes this by enabling payments to Schnorr public keys that can conform to a script revealed at spending time. A transaction sender will need to satisfy one of the committed scripts or provide a signature that verifies against the public key. Schnorr signatures allow the script to be kept private. Yeah, this is pretty technical and under the hood, guys, but what this basically means is that now, I guess when transactions are posted, it's much more difficult to decipher what kind of inputs went into that transaction, so you're not sure, you know, how many SIGs went into it. It provides, like, I guess, a level of ambiguity and, I guess, a bit of privacy of sorts with these transactions now through Taproot. I'm sure there's probably a great deal of other explanations on there. I'm sure if you just go to YouTube and Google, you know, what is Taproot, how does Taproot work? I'm sure we've even had probably a few videos on our YouTube channel covering this a little bit further in depth. But if you guys want to learn more, like I said, Google those terms, or I'll, of course, leave links to this article in the description below. This article does kind of dive a little bit further into Taproot and what some of the implications are of this new tack. All right, 1:30 yet?
I could listen to you talk about Taproot all day, Jack.
Maybe. Not sure about everybody else in this chat. Let's go ahead and get into maybe one last story. What this billion-dollar crypto VC thinks about blockchain gaming in the metaverse. All right, so here's one from the Block Crypto's blog series called, what do they call this? They call this The Scoop. Yeah, so their blog series is called The Scoop, their podcast series. And in this case, they sit down with... who is this gentleman exactly? Somebody significant in the space. Let's see here. Is this a Kraken CEO? I think it is. Let's see here. Frank Chaparro, Adam Goldberg, co-founders over at Standard Crypto. So they sit down to talk the topic of blockchain gaming and the metaverse. Yeah, these two things are really, we just mentioned this earlier in the show, these two things are really the new buzzwords, right? Metaverse and play to earn blockchain gaming. Move over, I guess, DeFi and NFTs as the investable buzzwords. Hello, blockchain gaming. Amazing.
Well, I mean, blockchain gaming kind of couples very well with NFTs, right? Like,
indeed, and bleeds over to metaverse at the same time, right?
Yeah, it's all like within it. It's like the currency of an ecosystem. It's super interesting, and I think it's going to be very successful.
I'm betting it will be. Something tells me we're further. You know, humans are going to spend more and more time online. The human experience is going to go more and more digital, and that includes, yeah, playing video games and play-to-earn games. What a world. What a world. All right, guys, that would be it for the news today. Let's go ahead and get to the bubbles.
Can you imagine if that was your job? Like, your job is playing a video game, and, like, you make enough just to live?
In many ways...
That's kind of how I feel about trading sometimes. Like, it's almost like a video game you got to beat.
That was, you know, that I'm sure would have really turned me on as my teenage self, but now as my adult self, I think that's a pathetic destination for majority of humanity. We're all gonna be what, computer nerds who never leave our pods.
As long as I can generate passive income, I'll do it.
I feel you, and you know, I get it. This is, you know, it's likely a benefit to many people on an individual level. There'll be lots of lots of people who may pursue and find careers. I guess this is just the world, right? This is the world we're going into increasingly. People will work from home. They'll do stuff like this. You know, new career paths will be unlocked thanks to this technology. I just think a world where, you know, we produce almost nothing, play video games all day. This is not the bright spot for humanity I was expecting. But hey, let's not be a Debbie Downer on a Friday afternoon. All right.
Stock market hits all-time highs, and you're just a Debbie Downer over here.
Word. Well, I'm just saying, this technology is great. It does get me excited. But on the flip side, is humanity going to end up like Wall-E? You guys seen the movie, the Pixar movie Wall-E, or Wall-E, whatever they call it? Wall-E? I think it's Wall-E.
Wall-E, yeah.
Yeah, humans fat and happy, while the spaceship takes care of everything, and you never have to accomplish anything as a species ever again. You just sit back in your lazy boy and let the Amazon drones deliver you your lunch directly to your seat every day. So I guess it's a picture of humanity that looks a bit sloth-like, I guess.
You'll have nothing and like it.
Precisely. As long as the feeding tubes keep distributing Mountain Dew and liquid Mountain Dew and Dorito combination directly into your veins, you as a gamer will probably be happy in perpetuity. All right, guys.
Perfect time for the new Matrix to drop.
Hey, just give me my Mountain Dew and Doritos. I can game forever.
Code Red.
Code Red. Mountain Dew. There you go. You're gonna need to have like your social status way up if you want to upgrade to red, though. That's Code Red.
Oh God.
The lowly
champions of royalty.
The lowly plebs get regular Mountain Dew, but if you satisfy your masters, they will pat you on the head, and they'll even give you a Code Red free coupon, Code Red upgrade for the month.
Free coupon, and then you'll love it. You'll brag to your friends.
Yep.
You won't be like in the troughs drinking LimeWire or some shit.
What a crazy future, guys. With that said, let's go ahead and get into the next segment. It's 1:30. What's going on in the alt space? The bubbles what are they looking like today? Whoa, quite a day for CRO. It's incredible to see CRO up 30% today. It's been on quite a tear recently. It's at 36 cents. CRO, one of the biggest gainers of today. LRC. Loop Ring is back. It's back with another big pumpy day. It's up 32% today. What else?
Crow cash back, Jack.
Yeah, my Crow card that I've been using for about a year now. I have to say it's been pretty mint because not only do I get like the 3% cash back, well, CRO has pumped like 4x or more since then. So all that.
Like 15, boy.
Yeah, so that 3% cash back is, probably closer to like 15% cash back that I earned through some of the months of this year when Crow was super depressed. So, I looked at my Crow balance today. It's looking mighty fine for, just rewards, really. Let's go ahead and mention a few more double-digit gainers today. We got some big winners in the form of ICP up nearly 15%, Phantom up a little over 10%, NEM, Sheeb, BNB, Groot, and a few more. NEM, Hex, all up single or slightly over double digits. There's a smattering of a few losers, though. AMP, I guess AMP's had a pretty good couple days. It's down nearly 20% today. Bit of profit taking on AMP. We got Nexo, XCC, Sand, and a few others down single digits today. So a bit of a mixed bag, but some big frothy winners this Friday afternoon. We'll see how the weekend pans out for some of these alts. Looking forward to it. All right, let's get into the next segment, guys. And that would be a brief look at the alts. Let's have a look. Who's kicking it with us today in the live chat? Let me expand out the chat window here. Here we go. Daniel first in the live chat. Big shout out to Daniel on YouTube who writes, "Hey guys, what a wonderful Friday." Indeed. A bit chilly where I am, but it is a nice, wonderful Friday. Mr. Ether is with us on YouTube. Big shout out to you, Mr. Ether. Ron Legato with us on YouTube as well. Big shout outs. Crypto Bull 21's with us. Crypto Jenny is here. Shout outs to Crypto Jenny. Hey people, big shout outs. Franklin MC, Guten Tag. Happy Friday. Yes, happy Friday to you, Mr. Franklin MC. Any word updating us on greed. It's 73 over 100. Still pretty damn greedy. It's going to take a serious, shot to the solar plexus for Bitcoin for that to flip. I'm looking forward to it. It's not going to take a lot. I think we're going to go from 73 to 43 over 100 fear in one good dump over the weekend. Let's have a look here. Adam. Bitcoin just closed a 4-hour continuation short under the 50 EMA. It's one of the only short time frame shorts that test okay for me. Yeah, Adam, I feel you there. I think the 4-hour continuation short looks prime. We'll get into that in just a minute, though. Another stab down to the 58 to 60K range is due. Yeah, may even go deeper than that, bro. B-Flow, hey, hey, hey. Big shouts to B-Flow. ETH1 is with us as well. Jonah loved the show. Hello, big hello to Jonah. The Crypto Bull 21. Shiba Inu is the new Lambo. I guess, yeah. Shiba Inu's all around, guys, once we take the next profit. Mike Maker requesting Tezos. All right. XTZ is going to be added to the request line. That dog will eat into potential Bitcoin profits. Yeah, dogs aren't cheap, man. There's a lot of upkeep and maintenance with the dog. The food ain't cheap. The vet bills ain't cheap. I hear these purebred dogs can be a little more, costly.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so
some of them have pretty bad health problems.
Well, there you go, guys. This is, we don't usually deal with investment advice on the show, but if you have a little bit to take away today, don't put your money in sheep. Get yourself a nice, reliable import dog. There you go. Well, maybe. I mean, are the robot ones any more reliable? Either way, get yourself a nice. Get rid of that domestic, unreliable. Big 3 shitbox of a dog and get yourself a nice reliable import doggy, right? Retire the old doggy, get yourself a fresh new doggy complete with bumper to bumper warranty. With that said,
continue. Spot remover on my dog. Now he's gone.
Oof, that's a classic. Let's see here. Liability, yes. Let's see here. Has his dad's hat? Oh, right. He has his dad's hat. Jack in the Box here had to close due to no workers. I'm hearing that everywhere, guys. As much as they're trying to pay the McDonald's workers, they can't seem to find people. What's the deal with that? $15 not enough to flip burgers anymore?
Nope.
Unfortunate. Well, Jack in the Box, I guess the local people. Where's Crypto Bull from? He's from the West Coast. I think he's from Seattle or Washington State. So there you go, guys. If anybody's looking for Jack in the Box in the Seattle region today, you might be out of luck. Crypto Bull reported certified. Anywhere, does that make him a felon? I'm not so sure. Let's see here. Looks like JCPenney's accepting cryptos. JCPenney's still a thing? I thought they went the way of Sears.
I'm pretty sure we have them in Iowa.
Oh, okay. We don't have them in Canada, but I always thought JCPenney was like on the level of Sears or something. And that aren't Sears gone too? Aren't those?
Yeah, Sears. I'm pretty sure Sears was gone. But we had like JCPenney, Yonkers. I think Chicago calls them like Carl's or something like that.
You remember Kmart?
Yeah, we got Kmart.
Yeah, Kmart's back in the day? Huh.
I think there's still a Kmart open.
Really? They're all gone where I am. They all turned to Targets in Canada.
Maybe it did. I'm not sure.
And then Target fled Canada because it failed dramatically. Because you can't compete with Walmart. Walmart's just too big, guys. Too big to overcome. Crypto Bull 21. A country adopts crypto and the price drops. Kroger accept crypto and we pump. Yes, that's kind of how it works. Kavana Trains. Howdy, folks. Big shout outs to you on YouTube. Jack, is that the Bloomberg terminal? No, I don't think so, but I do have Bloomberg articles sometimes on screen. Shout out to CryptoBull21. I see your request. Hang tight. I see a request from Paranormal Debunker. I'll add that to the line. Hang tight. Free edutainment. Show some love back. Indeed, says CryptoBull21. Do hit the like, guys. Murdoch the Murloc on Twitch joins us. Hi, everyone. Yes, we do have a tip jar. Mike Maker, Truth. Shout out to Mike Maker. Xavier, just curious what people's opinion on the blockchain gaming. Games have had microtransactions for like a decade. Why would it be so much better on the blockchain? The play to earn makes more sense to me, though. Yeah, you know what? There are some... I can understand there be some uses for, having assets stored on the blockchain. If you ever get banned from one of these services and see all your assets go, not that that's a huge problem. I think that's one of the main utilities is that you can't get wrecked by the development studio. Some people get banned, their assets taken away. That's the main thing, I guess, for having decentralized assets. Otherwise, I agree with you. Microtransactions in games have been around for a while. Why is it better on the blockchain? I mean, especially with another thing is with the fees. It's like, how in the hell, I guess I've never really done too much gaming on Ethereum, but it's like, does each round come with a huge transaction fee? I guess if blockchain gaming is supposed to become a thing, the fees really do got to drop to almost zero.
Something's got to give.
Something's got to give. But I'm guessing there are some alt-chain, non-Ethereum based play games, like BSC based games, I guess, that are probably much, much cheaper to operate on. Let's see here. Crypto21, multitasking. No, I don't think so. You've got robots building robots. Trails on shorter weeks. Universal credit. Zoom out as always. Big change coming. Yeah, the world's changing very, very quickly, guys. Even this whole, this whole like transportation supply chain disaster we're dealing with right now. That to me is just like opening the door to like, well, we can't get enough. There's no more truck drivers in this world. Bring on the computer, control, the AI, the robot drivers, right? The automated trucking industry. I feel like that will be probably coming sooner than later. This whole crisis could be used as a pretext to implement such a thing. And we've been seeing it. If you guys have been following the transport industry, they have been experimenting with, drone-based trucking, automated driving, whatever you want to call it. And it's tricky, guys. It's tricky. Truck driving is maybe not that simple after all. And plus, there's issues, right? There's legal liabilities and all that. You put computer-controlled trucks on the road and accidents happen. Who gets sued? That's one of the main issues, was getting the Department of Transportation even licensing these things to experiment on public roads. So I thinking to myself that yes, the robot revolution will be put on fast forward in the near future once because look at the world we're living in now, right? You can't find truck drivers and you can't find fast food people to flip burgers anymore. I think the necessity for automating, roboticizing the economy, the case is going to be ever stronger in the next few years.
I'll ask the real question. If they do automate the trucking industry, which I do believe will happen, that's kind of an inevitability. But where will all the lot lizards go?
Lot lizards? What is that name?
You don't know the term for lot lizards?
Those are truckers who.
No, the ladies of the night who go
on truck. Those ones. Yes.
Where will all the lot lizards go? A town near you.
Good question. Yes, trucking. What a space, what an industry. With that said, guys, let's keep going. Read a couple more comments, and we'll get into the next segment. Blockchain transactions are worth real crypto. Mr. Ether, Robert Warner, I'm in. I'm tired of working so hard. Yes, Mr. Ether is actually a very hard worker. Contracting ain't easy. Cavano Trains, I prefer liquid Mountain Dew as opposed to non-liquid Mountain Dew. Yes. I can understand why. Powdered Dew. There you go. CryptoBull21. Countries where people make just a few dollars a day are now making 100 or more just on Axie. It's a great way for the poverty-stricken people. I suppose it is. This is part of making the world borderless. But how sustainable of an economic model is this really? But for the time being, I bet there's some people who are certainly very grateful for this space and this industry. Philly Carr, evening fellas, big shoutouts to Philly. Jonah, love the show. Same here, dude. I shovel 6 days a week. I'm sick of it. I smoke weed and I graft and play a game. I smoke weed and graft. Oh, do you mean graph, as in graph charts? Either way, Jonah, love the show. I feel it sucks to be a wage slave. This is, I think, why a lot of us on crypto are for the financial freedom. We want to get out from under the boot of the 9 to 5, right? 6 days a week, he's got a shovel. You know what? But that's just the world we live in. Jonah, I certainly hope you come out of this one and join us here in the entrepreneurial, self-sustaining game. Let's have a look at Crypto Bull. Mr. Ether, is your boy still playing Axie? Good question. Philly Carr, fireworks night in UK tonight. That's right. You know what? Fireworks were going off all last night where I am. What is with this 5th of November? Guy Fawkes Day, 5th of November. Remember the 5th of November?
Fawkes Day?
Guy Fawkes Day?
Guy Fawkes Day. Never heard of it.
Never heard of that?
Nope.
The 5th of November? Just search. Nope. All right, Guy Fawkes Day. I presume other people here know about that. It's the famous, there's that movie, there was that famous movie about Guy Fawkes movie. What was it called? V for Vendetta. V for Vendetta, where vigilante in a Guy Fawkes mask. V rescue someone from a state-run. Blah blah blah. All right, V for Vendetta. You never heard of it? The Guy Fawkes mask, the anonymous mask.
Yeah. I know the anonymous mask. And
Gotcha. Exactly. Yeah. So that's the V for Vendetta is based off of this 4th or 5th of November. Philly Car is going to be celebrating with the fireworks tonight. Shoutouts to you, Adam. Reason I don't think we go to 54 is that we had a 3-day weekly WADA unfiltered long a few days ago with the stop loss at 55,671. All right, so Adam sees the 3-day weekly WADA long. Doesn't see it going down that low. Jonah Lowe's Joe, did anybody see that Pomp in BitBoy showdown? Any thoughts? Pomp and BitBoy. Nope, didn't see. Pomp and BitBoy, what? They debated? I would have to check it out. Adam, 80% win rate from data back to 2011. All right, so Adam's very confident in longing Bitcoin here. So I'm going to have to defer to the statistics. I hear you. Crypto Bull. Still doesn't meet inflation, blah, blah, blah. All right, guys, I think I've dragged this section out far enough. Yonkers is a part of upstate New York, if I'm not mistaken. We made $12 an hour last year. Prices are going up, so 40% for wages are not matched. Yeah, I feel you there. It's even with $15 an hour being offered by your local fast food establishment, might still not be that attractive given what inflation has done to food prices and all that. Let's see here, Mr. Ether. Why would those kids need jobs when they can get rich on dog coins? Exactly. This is troublesome for the future, right? We can't have a I'll come back to me in a minute, but Atlas Shrugged type future, right? Where nobody wants to work and the whole economy just starts to deteriorate because we're too fabulously wealthy. We're too spoiled, and there's still a lot of shitty jobs that need doing in the economy. You can't let them go neglected, right? Let's see here. Kmart is gone here, indeed. I am England. I see. I am Oregon in here. Oregon. The lot lizards will stay on OnlyFans, says CryptoBull21. They both sounded like little kids. Honestly, that's what you're referring to. And it makes me wonder what you've been that Jason.
Yeah, that sentence confused me.
I think he just means he wonders how much time have you spent stopping at truck stop. 500% APR at SAMO Dogcoin.
Get home, ma'am.
SAMO on the way up. All right, any word? I see your SAMO. With that said, guys, that's your community shoutouts for today. So as always, very nice to have you guys with us today. Let's go ahead and get into it's that time, isn't it? We got to get into the next segment. Live TA coming your way next, courtesy of Jason. Jason, if you could be so kind as to share your screen, and we're going to get into that next segment right now. All right, guys, we got Jason's monitor on screen. I'm also going to put your camera up. Let me see if I can put that camera up. I'm going to put your camera up in a moment, Jason, and I'm going to start logging everybody's requests in just a minute. So if you guys got a few more requests, I'm sure we can fit in a few more. Get them in. All right, I'm also going to incorporate Jason's camera in just a minute into the screen. Bear with me, I'm just making a few adjustments. And we'll be ready to go in just a moment. All right, here we go. Go Discord, go. All right, brilliant. We're in. Jason, feel free to take it away from here.
All right, let's get into it. Happy Friday, everyone. Looking at Bitcoin, not really much has changed for Bitcoin here from Alex's and Justin's analysis yesterday. Not looking strong, starting to look weak, but we're ultimately going sideways here on higher time frames. Just not enough to be able to take any actionable position. But as I did state, I am running a 6-hour system that does have me in a short here down to that like 60,100 range. I'll show that in a second. But as for now, we do appear to be stuck underneath this resistance here. I marked this out last week, this level, at the top of this wick. When we got here, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if we come back up here to test this level. And then from here, we'll have to figure out whether we get that strength to push us up to higher highs or ultimately break down here a little bit more. If we do break down from here, I am looking at that 56 to that 52 range. I really do think that that's a good spot to target here, considering the historicity of support, as well as I don't think that there's going to be that big of a breakdown quite yet. But I still do like the idea of that 26 gap being filled following down this trend. So if we come over here and look at this pattern just from like the way the pattern is shaping up, it looks an awful lot like this pattern right here. We didn't get the direct push down. We got one push, recovery, and then another push down, getting a swing up, and then ultimately a failure through. And that looks very similar to what we've got coming right over here. This little swing failure, just can't quite get support, and then we break down from here. We just don't know how deep this is going to be. But if the trend continues like this for maybe even tomorrow, depending on the volatility that comes in, I might be getting a full short on Bitcoin here. Which, I mean, over the weekend, we could see some volatility. So as of now, I really do think things are beginning to look pretty bearish. And of course, that can be negated just by a burst above it and close above this high here at 66. That would put us right back into bull territory. But as of now, things are just kind of lazily grinding to the downside. But I'll show you this system here. Sorry. There we go. This one, 6 hour. This is a pretty simple system that just uses rising explosion level, parallax, and then a baseline. On the 6 hour, I really like using the rising explosion level as an initiator. This is back tested pretty well. Got my initial signal here, entered, got a little bit of drawdown here, but now ultimately looking like we might get that move to the downside, liking that position that I'm in. So it's getting pretty close to its take profit already. So things are doing well there for now. We'll just have to see. But ultimately, I do think that we're in for some downside over the weekend. And one thing I'd like to point out here that I haven't been keeping an eye on, but I just decided to look at it today because I really didn't feel like we would be getting near any kind of hedging territory. But let's go here to this baseline. Move this to a 75 hole, which is the strategy that I use for hedging. And today is going to be that first close if we close anything like this, meaning that I'm likely going to be hedging. And I think that a test of that 52 range would make a lot of sense here on just building some steps on and still remaining bullish. I mean, look at the baseline's a median in price, so we'll likely see an extension from the baseline about the same. So I don't think going down here is ultimately going to lead to an extreme bear market. We'll just have to see where support holds. But we are getting very close here now on looking at hedging our accounts. So do with that what you will. Of course, backtest your own systems and do your own research. But it's behaved well for me in the past, so I likely will be hedging today if we get this close below. And going into the weekend, I think that we'll likely see some high volatility, so it might be a good opportunity to hedge my account before some massive dump if we do get it, because I'd rather be safe than sorry and then take a little loss on a swing to the upside and close above, because I'll know when to get out when we close back above that baseline, and then it was a false alarm. But as of now, going sideways for a long period of time usually means that we're running a little bit out of gas here. So that's what I think for Bitcoin. Getting into Ethereum here. Ethereum beginning to I don't think it looks weak here. I think it looks like pretty classic price structure. Hasn't broken any trends, but we'll just have to see what happens with it. Getting a cross under on your oscillators now, so you could take that as an early exit. I might do that looking at how today closes, depending on if we close back above here or not. We'll just have to see. We're still in an ETH long with a stop loss at break even, so really won't worry about it necessarily. But if things look really weak going into Friday's close, I might take the take profits on those just to be safe, because trading's about making money, not about being right. So Ethereum, nothing really to do here. Like I said, getting cross unders, but still looking very bullish, much more bullish than Bitcoin. DeFi perp getting sold into here a little bit. Great continuation. This would be a moment to be probably locking in that profit. You're getting a take profit long on the daily, and your oscillators are crossing over. A lot of things look exactly like this. A lot of things look like the same chart. Dragon perp actually looks relatively strong here. You're just gonna have to wait for the close. You are getting that take profit long, but do with that what you will. Your long signal is back here, and it played out beautifully. Exchange perp, kind of bucking the trend a little bit. I think that's represented through BNB. BNB is having a pretty big day. Going to mid perp. I think that this looks like a strong chart as well. Got a continuation here. Nothing has really happened with it yet, but you are getting that exit signal on time transformation. So if you're in it, heed that warning maybe if you're in profit to get out of it. But I don't think that this chart looks bad as of now. But you are coming right up on this resistance. And the market does appear to be running out of steam a little bit in the sense of the crypto market in some. So would make a lot of sense for you to come down here and at least test this lower band, because this has never been, you've never come down and tested this level. So that wouldn't shock me at all. But like I said, this chart does look strong. No signs of weakness as of now. But this crossover on time transformation, which looks like you're getting a cross back up here. So game back on for this. This does look bullish on mid perp. Ship perp getting a little bit sold into here, but appears to be holding this support. I think that if you hold this level here on mid perp, that 88.17 range, then you're likely to see more money pump into the shit coins here. Gold seems to be having a very good day. Looks like a great initial long signal on gold today, breaking above all of your EMAs here, which is nice to see. Also breaking these resistances. I think this is a full-on long for gold. Gold looks super strong here. I would absolutely take this long on gold. Everything that you want to see. A lot of momentum coming in, a lot of volatility, rising explosion level, a bullish divergence on time transformation leading to a breakout. Beautiful on gold. Silver looks like it's winding up to do the same. Not quite there yet, but likely to get there in the coming days. Silver looks like it's building a little head and shoulders here for a breakout, which would take you back up to this range here. So silver and gold looking good. Gold looks like the signal today. Dow Jones gapped up today, looking incredible, getting sold into a little bit here now. But still, all-time highs. Can't argue with that. That's very bullish. Can't help but think that there's going to be some kind of pullback here to test these gaps, but you just don't know when that's coming. Got to long until you're wrong in this moment, because all-time highs usually beget more all-time highs. Looking real strong. The QQQ also gapped up, getting sold into a little bit here. SPY, same scenario. So traditional markets are looking really bullish, which is kind of interesting to see. The DEXE doing so well as the traditional markets is getting sold into today. Did wick up. This was a little bit higher earlier today, why I was a little bit shocked. So yeah, it makes more sense that this is getting sold into now. But traditional markets were gapping up and positive, but now getting sold into. So we'll just have to see what happens here with the DEXE as well. But interesting to see those all going up at the same time. And apparently Bitcoin seems to be struggling the most. Because all these other charts have very bullish charts, and Bitcoin's showing quite a bit of weakness in comparison to those. So I ultimately do think that we got a little trip to the downside here going over the weekend. Might get some pumps to scare some people out here. Possible 3-bar reversal on this if this stays this way, but we'll just have to wait till close. But ultimately, I think that we pushed to the downside a little bit over the weekend, and I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. And also, my hedging strategies got me hedging, so you're not smarter in your systems. So we'll just have to see what happens. But if we do ultimately get that test down to 26, I'll just get to say I told you guys so. But other than that, I think we can get into requests if you want, Jack.
Sure. Give me just a minute. How about that 4-hour Bitcoin short signal? Could we check that out real quick?
Yep, I agree with him. I got the same continuation short right here, close below, rising explosion level. This is a very solid 4-hour short signal, which correlates nicely to that 6-hour signal that I got, which was yesterday, which entered me into it right here. Entered me in right here, and now we're in profit, hopefully down to that 60,100 range for TP1. And then if we do continue to get those signals, I'll likely stack onto that and hoping to get that daily signal to where I can just keep reloading the risk correlated to the ATRs of the higher time frames. I like to just take profit and make sure I set my take profits per strategy to the ATR of the time frame. Don't really care if it's going to go lower than that or if I expect it to go lower than that. Like I said, it's about building wealth, not about being right. So I make sure to always put those on the books. So 60,100, I'll be taking some off and hopefully getting a new signal to be able to add to that. But ultimately going to probably be adding a lot to it if I have to hedge up my account. So
All right.
ultimately, I do feel like Bitcoin's showing quite a bit of weakness here.
Brilliant. All right. Well, that was a little further look at that 4-hour, but now we're going to get to the first request of the day. So let's put that up on screen right now, guys. Here we go. All right, hiding this and revealing the first request of the day. It comes from Mike Maker. Wants to look at Tezos XTZ.
This looks like a strong long signal on Tezos here, man. Just sellers just took over here and just could not win. Buyers stepped in here when they were exhausted. As you can see here, right here, you finally start to see that positive momentum come in here. Just sellers couldn't win. And once they get exhausted, buyers take over. This looks like a very good long signal from my system. The only thing that I would want a little bit more would be a rising explosion level, but who knows? By the end of the day, you might get that. And I think taking this up to TP1 is kind of a given, which is the median of the range. So I think that this looks like a great trade. I'm going to be putting this on my list to look at taking today. Because, I mean, if Bitcoin's weak, I mean, that money's got to go somewhere. And if you're getting positive signals, take them. Don't let the weakness in one market scare you out of a quality position. It's not, like I said, it's about making money, not about being right. Sometimes positions don't work out, but this looks like a strong one. Tezos looks strong on the daily here.
Brilliant. That was a look at XTZ. Big shout out to Mike Maker. Jason knocked that one out of the park relatively quickly. Let's get into the next request. It is...
Quality signals, there's not really much to say, right? You just got everything you're looking for.
Well, it's a little refreshing after yesterday's, drawn-out segment.
It's nice to see such a bullish chart in comparison to what we just went through, right? So
totally. All right, next up, we have ENJ for CryptoBull21.
ENJ. I do like this pattern. Nothing I can do with it right here. I do get the feeling that this is going to end up being a little bull flag and you get continuation out of this. But as for right now, your oscillators are actually crossed under and you're moving down. Explosion level is rising, so you could get some more volatility. Hopefully that is to the upside, but there's just nothing you can do with entering right here. You need a clear signal. You need to know that there's enough momentum to get you to the next level, as well as you've gone a nice percentage up here without any tests of this lower range. So entering here I think would be a little risky, but I don't overall hate this chart. I think that you could get a continuation relatively soon. Even by the end of the day, if you got to close back above this like $3.17, you'd likely get that crossover on your oscillators because you can see how tight time transformation is here. If you got a close above that, I guarantee you get that crossover and that continuation signal, which would be a great signal to take. So nothing you can quite do here, but only a little bit of momentum needs to come into this to move it to the next level. So keep your eyes on that. If it does give you a good continuation, take it. But as for now, you can't enter into this with good faith that you're going to move to the upside because you can see volumes waning as well as momentum. So I think the safe bet would be to look for stronger coins than Engine right here. It had a good run. If you're in it in day trading, take some profit, move your stop loss to break even. but no reason to exit as of now. You'd have to wait for a close below like the 13 or underneath these support levels. But nothing you can do with it right now. So.
All right, getting into the next request, I'm just adding a new one right now. Shoutouts to Zagino00 on Twitch with your request for JASMY. We'll get to that in a few minutes. Bear with me. Next request, it's EFI for CryptoBull21. He wants to look at EFI USDT.
EFI, to me, this is screaming baseline pullback. I think that you'll likely get like a 3-bar play reversal scenario. I think that you're likely to get definitely a test of this baseline here around that $1.12. You can see your oscillators all crossed over to the downside here, telling you that you should likely exit any longs you have been in. Got a great continuation signal here. Actually, oh, it got sold into. I was going to say, what an odd continuation signal. Actually, the real continuation signal would have been right here, which was still a great entry. But you had a great profit off of this 3 white soldiers pattern. But I think that it's a little exhausted, and you'll likely see that test of that baseline bounce here. But ultimately, I don't think that that's necessarily a bearish thing. I think that it just had a nice run here, and it needs a little bit of relief before moving more to the upside. But it's still a bullish chart, but I think that you're likely to get some sell-off in the coming week here to test this baseline for support. But entering in right here, I think, would be silly. This looks like a given baseline pullback to me.
All right, brilliant. That would be a look at EFI and E&J for CryptoBull21. Big shoutouts to CryptoBull, does the timestamps every day. Let's get into the next request. Paranormal Debunker wants to look at Krill. That's ticker symbol KRL. What is Krill?
Again, another one that screams baseline pullback. Could be even further. A lot of untested area in here. I wouldn't feel very comfortable being in this long position right here. Your take profit long signal was here, which is a beautiful exit in consideration to this trend that this pump that you had on Krill. But you are breaking a pretty important trend line here. Break of the trend lets you know that hey guys, we're getting a little weak here, and with the run up that it's had with no tests of support, you kind of got to wonder if this thing's going to get real volatile to the downside real quick. Yeah, it's already had 1,000% gain in the month of October. So don't look a gift horse in the mouth. If you're in it, take profits, move your stops to break even, take something out of it before you risk getting just hammered on something like this. I've seen so many chart patterns of just giving all of this back. So do with that what you will. It's had a good run, but as for now, it's letting you know that you should likely be taking some profits. Who cares if it continues to the upside? It's about making money, not about being right. So as for a day trader, this is weakness. You just have to wait to see if that baseline holds. You'll definitely get that baseline bounce, but you could bleed right through it. So just be wary of that.
All right, killer. That would be a look at Krill. Big shout out to Paranormal Debunker. What a runner. Hope you taking some profits there. Next up is SAMO, S-A-M-O. It comes for any word. Any word writes the following. Let me read this. Let me read this for you. Yeah, it might be a PooCoin jobby or something, but let me take a look. 500% APR on SAMO. Dogcoin pairing with USDC on Orca. SAMO looks like it's on its way back up. I see you request SAMO. I'm pretty sure it's you, any word. You've requested SAMO repeatedly over the last few days, and I think we were always out of time. We never were able to get to it. So let me just check. Oh, it's a Solana-based token. Top trading pair happens to be on Gate.io, followed by Radium, which I think is Solana's DEXE.
So is this the right one? SAMO BNB? Like, is this not right?
SAMO BNB.
It looks great.
I don't think that's it. What if you go to
Not on ChartX.
Anybody know what the best way to chart Solana-based tokens with? We'll come back to this in a minute. I'll wait for an answer from the live chat. If anybody knows a good way to chart SAMO, let me know. In the meantime, let's get to the next one, guys. Let's not worry about SAMO right now. Murdoch the Murloc requesting DEXE and IOTEX. All right, well, let's start with DEXE, or DEXE, or I'm not sure how you guys would pronounce this one. I call it DEXE. What do you guys think?
Well, I think that this looks very strong, man. I like this wick to the downside to test this support. I think that this looks like a very good reversal pattern. This is a pattern that I was talking about. It reminds me of a very certain scenario in Bitcoin. It's that it kind of looks like a square to me when I look at it. But here, I'll try to put it up on the chart on the two. So let's look over here, see if we can find it. Oh, BTC. Boom, let's go to the 4 hour. It is a pattern that looks just like, I mean, there's one. Yeah, right here. So if you look at this pattern right here on the daily, this is a very similar pattern to this right here. It's just a little tighter. But you can see right here, this right here, this square that I'm pointing out, like this candle and this candle, this in my head is the mirroring of each other in a trend reversal. So like you see it reverse itself, and then all of a sudden you get that stab to the downside, and then you get the explosion back up here, and then you get continuation. Yesterday was the signal on this. Water wasn't all the way there, but I don't think you'd be silly for taking this position here as well. You are right here under resistance, but I think that this looks very strong. You're now getting a rising explosion level out of it. I think that this looks like a solid signal, man. I wouldn't fault you for getting into DEXE here. We have ran a little bit since the signal, but I think that there's still plenty of room in that to hit TP1. If not run right through. So very strong chart. Love this bottoming behavior, the consolidation. I think that this is accumulation to move back up. So very, very cool chart to see like that. I think that you'll at least come up here to test your highs. So do with that what you will. I think that this has proven itself as some good support. And you have a good exit here, because if we go lower than this, get out. Like, you just don't know what's coming next. But yeah, risk to rewards there. I think that this is a very solid chart to get into at the end of the day.
All right, excuse me. Let's get into the next request. We have IOTEX, IOTEX.
I've been seeing that on Bubbles. It's been ripping,
it's been ripping pretty hard. Let me just quickly mention a comment as well. Jay Hattie requesting SLP. Yeah, I'll add SLP to the request line. But you know, we covered SLP, I think, in depth yesterday. If you check out yesterday's installment, Justin did go into SLP. You might find some info there. In the meantime, back to Jason. IOTEX.
You know what's really funny about this chart is it's almost a shot for shot of that last chart that we just looked at, but it got its continuation already. That DEXE chart that we looked at looked like a big giant bull pennant that's lasted a long time, proving its support was a lot tighter, but this is the exact same pattern, and it played out beautifully. I think you can expect the exact same thing to happen with that DEXE coin that happened here. This one, I think it's too late to enter. You've had a great explosion to the upside. You're getting sold into here. I think you just have to wait to see what kind of support you get. If you're in it, you could just move your stop loss to break even and just sit on it. You've had to have taken some profit with this explosion up. If you haven't, do so. I don't know why you wouldn't have, because you just don't know if this thing wants to wick all the way back down. It's happened before. But I think the moment's passed on it. You should have been in it right here. You got a solid signal from my system. This was on the weekend, so I did not see this. And I'm not trading on Binance once it comes to Bybit, hopefully. I'm thinking about opening up a KuCoin, but I don't know yet. Bybit's adding a lot of coins, and I really like to see that. So, but nothing to do with it here. It's had a big explosion to the upside. It's not crazy to think that it's going to come down to a baseline bounce to test support here that you've seen be resistance before. Maybe resistance comes support, and then you get continuation out of IOTX. But nothing to do here. Nothing on the daily that is actionable for me.
All right, beautiful. That would be a look at IOTEX. What time is it? It's 12 after, which means we're 3 minutes to go for the DLive chest opening. Guys, we are desperately low on lemons over here, so forgive me. I can only afford to donate about 200 some odd lemons today into the box. But hey, if you contribute a few more, guys, it's highly appreciated. Lemon giveaway coming your way in about 3 minutes. Stand by for that. Next up is what's this next request? Link Bitcoin. Boris Bitcoin writes, "Happy Friday, all. Can I request a look at Link BTC?" All right, we'll start with Link BTC.
Link BTC, okay.
I like looking at Bitcoin pairs.
Link BTC. Ooh. Solid signal on the daily back here on Link BTC. Now that I think about it, I probably should just get some bots running on Binance with Johnny, because I used to make so much money off of catching these BTC pairing wicks. But solid signal on the coming in right here a couple of days ago. Nice 3-bar reversal, boom. I think that Link BTC ultimately looks strong here. With the weakness coming in at Bitcoin, I could definitely see, and this is another one of those reversal patterns. So coming into the weekly, I think Link Bitcoin looks very strong here. Crossover here, bullish divergence on the weekly coming in with a crossover on time transformation. You're going to get that signal by the end of the week on the weekly. The daily looks very strong. You should have been in it a couple days ago, but you're almost at TP1 here, but I think that it has a lot more room to run. So I think Link BTC looks strong here. If you're going to take this, I would take it at half risk since you're already so high. But the signal was there, man. Link BTC looking strong, as well as Link USDT. And usually when you see those two things correlating, that's usually a pretty strong signal that you're going to get some price appreciation. So I think Link looks like a good bet here. Link is up at its resistance here. I would be more interested in taking the BTC pairing here. But you could very easily break out of this, like I've talked about earlier and last week, how we other coins started breaking these resistances to get up to these higher fib levels, and I think that you're likely about to see that out of Link as well. Very strong trend, not breaking anything. Take it to the upside, baby. Link looks good.
All right, that would be, excuse me, a look at Link. Link BTC for Boris Bitcoin. We are gonna get the lemon. Yep, just clicked over quarter after, guys. So you have your 30-second warning for the lemons. Let me put that on screen right now. Loading the lemons on screen. Here we go. Lemon drop imminent. Get ready, guys. I'm going to introduce the next request, and then we'll open it up. It's HNT USD. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend, says Boris. No problem. HNT and lemons imminent.
Are we doing HNT or BNB?
HNT is the request. HNT USD. Yeah, sorry. It was tucked in with the Link one.
Very strong chart, getting a continuation signal today. Wait till the end of the day to take it, because you might get sold into a little bit and get a better entry on this, because you are quite a bit of ways from your baseline here. So taking a full risk position off this continuation might not be the smartest move, but very strong chart. Like I said, wait for the daily to close. Love the rising explosion level as well as the crossover with positive momentum coming in. This looks like a very strong chart. Again, wait till that daily close to see how you close, as well as, I mean, if you close below this resistance, you know something's wrong. But I think you'll likely get sold into a little bit here and get a better entry on this if you wait till close. So HNT looks very strong here. Nothing bad about it. I mean, look at that. Strong.
HNT looking good. Chance of worse Bitcoin always coming through.
The continuation here on the weekly was a beauty.
Boris Bitcoin always come through with the quality requests. So let's big shout outs to Crypto Bull 21, the big winner of today's lemon giveaway. That's in the bag. Big shout outs, everybody came through with a few lemons as well. All right, that's enough of the lemon giveaway and a look at HNT. Up next is in fact BNB. Let's do it.
Looking very bull flaggy on the weekly here. The daily popped off today, as I talked about earlier. That I think was, you can see represented in exchange perp, kind of going against the grain of a lot of different things, but BNB very strong. Too bad we got kicked out of our original BNB position, but we did get quite a bit out of it. I think we entered right here. We entered BNB right here, hit TP1 and 2, and then we wicked down here and wicked us out right before continuation. That's just the name of the game. Would have been nice to be in this as well, but BNB looks very strong, but I think it's a little overextended to take an entry in right now. You are coming right up on that historical resistance. You can see that as well on the weekly. So you just kind of got away. I think it got away from you here on the daily. We did get one nice long out of it, but could have taken this one as well. Just did not take it due to its extent above the baseline. Should have looked for a baseline pullback, but wasn't trading BNB too aggressively here. BNB looks very strong. If you're in it, I wouldn't worry about it. No signs of weakness as of now, even getting a continuation on the daily with rising explosion level. BNB looks solid here. No reason to be bearish on it at all, but I wouldn't advise an entry here right at resistance. I'd like to let it prove itself, because I mean, usually over time these things average themselves back down to a better buying price if you just wait a little bit. So don't get too excited. Just let BNB do what it's going to do.
Is it an all-time high? Zoom out, or is it?
No, it's tapping on.
Gotcha.
Like I said, it's right at resistance here.
Right.
So you'll just have to see what it does. And if you do get that breakout, you'll likely get a test, some throwback to test that historical resistance, turn support. So let it do what it's going to do. You should have been in it already. If not, I wouldn't advise entering here. But you can take it with half risk if you'd like, if you're super bullish on BNB. But congrats to any BNB holders. I wish I would have picked up a big giant bag of BNB when they launched it.
Yeah, no kidding. As
I remember that, like $7, man.
Speaking of giant bags, Mr. Ether says, I got a big old bag of H&T related, of course, to the request we just looked at before this one. All right.
I'll take some of that off your hands, man.
Yes. Send some my way, too. While you're at it, BNB crossed off the list. Let's go ahead and get to the next one. The Real Fitzy says, could I take a look at ALGO USDT? Yeah, let's give ALGO a look.
ALGO kind of shitting on my dreams here. I took an ALGO trade here. Everything that I want to see, rising explosion level, close above, but we're getting sold into right now. If we do close the daily below this baseline, I'll probably look to close this at a minimal loss, because I don't want to get caught off guard and have these dump. I'm already in a bunch of positions that are in no loss positions, and I don't want to get greedy and have one trade that I wanted to hang on to too long drain my profits.
Yep.
So looking a little, I mean, the buying pressure just hasn't come in, and we're getting crossovers again to the downside and closing back below the baseline. So I might have to just eat crow on this position and get out of it, but we'll have to wait till the end of the day. Could get some buying pressure back to the upside. We just don't know. But looking pretty weak now, maybe a false signal. But sometimes these things take days to play out. So
True. All right. With that said, that would be a look at ALGO on the daily time frame for the time being. Let's get into the next request. So what do we have here? It's Augusto FC. It says, what's up, guys? Can we take a look at DOT and MATIC? Yeah, let's give DOT and MATIC a look.
I'll be honest with you. When I first look at this chart, it screams a test of here, a big wick down. I don't know why. That's just what my spidey sense tells me. But as for now, DOT, it's giving you a take profit long, getting an exit signal on both oscillators. Momentum is rising to the downside here, so we don't know if that's going to continue to expand. DOT has been a great performer here, but appears to be getting weak. I would be taking profits with that take profit long signal, as well as it's pretty extended from its baseline. So you're going to guaranteed see a test of this 47 range. If not, I do think that you might clean through this. I've seen this happen. It just sticks out in my brain that like this open area is always ripe for someone to smash through and stop loss on. It might even get bought all the way back up, but it usually looks just like this, and it breaks straight through and liquefies everyone's leverage positions. So be wary of that. DOT, I think, has had its run to the upside, needs a little bit of a breather here, so wouldn't be looking to take DOT to the upside right here.
All right, perfect. That would be a look at Polkadot. Now let's get to the next one. We have MATIC.
MATIC got a continuation here that got sold into immediately. You could still be in this position, but I think it looks weak. This looks awful lot like a swing failure. Kind of the same premise here of what I was thinking about DOT. these usually get swept, but you'll just have to see. No reason to get into this position here with the weakness that you're seeing. You're actually getting a short signal on time transformation here, but nothing to do with it. Looks like it is the sellers are stepping in, so relatively weak here. Not something I would advise taking continuation on. And you haven't got any tests of these lower bands, so I think that ultimately you might see that sell off. Some things are positioned to make their moves, and I think some things have already made their moves, and now they're going to sell off. This is one of those coins that I think has made its move, just like DOT. So I wouldn't advise getting into a continuation here. Evidence is pointing more to weakness at the time. You're just going to have to give it a couple more days to really make up its mind. But I think there's better and stronger things out there right now. And if you're in it, you've made money on it, so take some profit and move your stop to break even.
All right, let's continue to the next request. What do we have here? It's Wafer and this other one. All right, Daniel on YouTube, Wafer Coin. All right, I got to give Wafer Coin a look here.
That food coin, got Wafer BNB.
Gotcha. So maybe it is.
No, that can't be it.
Let me have a look here. It's Wafer, ticker symbol Wafer, WAIFER, which I presume you already typed. Good. Types. Nope, one trading pair, pancake swap, PooCoin, my man.
I can't find it. There's just one, and it's this one.
Yeah. Weird. Very, very odd. With that said.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mononoke Inu? What is Mononoke Inu? Mononoke Inu. Holy crap, and that's its ticker. Let's see, where does it trade? Uniswap.
Well, I'm sorry, I can't find Wafer, man.
Yeah, sorry. Wafer will round back. Someone dropped a link earlier. I'll try to figure out where they, I want to just use basic CoinGecko, guys, but maybe we will. In the meantime, let me try to look at this mono one. Jason, go to chartx.pro and search mono. And then, yep, that one there. Inu, that's the one. Yep, like it.
Well, this pup's dying, boys. I don't know what it is. Clearly just a meme that pumped. Another dog coin. But you've already gone up. I don't even know if there's a percentage for that. What? It's done 1 billion%. I don't know. But, I mean, there's not really much to do with this, man. I mean, it could keep going. It's a meme, for God's sakes. Like, this doesn't look like normal chart behavior, but you are getting buyers stepping in. I think you continue to bleed out here. There is some kind of level here, clearly holding, but you just don't know with this type of stuff, man.
Yeah, I don't know, we'd have to probably research a little further what this token is precisely. I'm reading it now. Japanese avant-garde anime television series produced by Toei Animation. A spin-off from the 06 horror anthology series Ayakashi Samurai Horror Tales. Mononoke follows the character of the medicine seller. Okay, but what's this got to do with the damn token?
You're reading the goddamn plot.
I'm reading the plot. I mean, no, this is the description of the token on CoinMarketCap. But
that's hilarious.
Takes place. Okay, but what's this got to do with the token? He'd be carrying a sword. Guys, okay, so this is a meme based off of some obscure Japanese anime reference. I really don't know. This is hella weird. There ain't a lot of chart, data on that one, so. I'm not sure how much Jason can give you on that. I'll try and read your comments to see if we can find a good way to chart Wafer. But in the meantime, skip to the next one. We have Zagin00 on Twitch. What do you guys think about JASMY?
We looked that one up the other day.
Yeah, I think this one's easy to find.
JASMY still looks strong. You're getting sold into a little bit here. You just gotta see whether buyers step in or if you continue to get that sell-off. I'm getting a take profit long signal today. This is another one that I feel like once it gives, it's probably going to give back a lot of its gains. Quite a parabolic trend here, but we did point out that this thing likes to move in these directions, as well as this square pattern that I talked about. This is indicative of reversals, but you've already had a great press to the upside. Oscillators are telling you to get out. So you might
Was that a full long signal back on the beginning? Where was that? Yeah, that thing
yep,
there. Would that have been a legit
yep,
full long signal on your
that's
system?
yep, that's
Yeah,
full.
so it's hard to
It's
hard to
everything
get
you're
in
looking.
now when the system
Yep,
said fired 3 weeks ago.
yep. I
What?
mean, and it's giving you continuation, yeah, here, which you would have hit as well.
Yep.
So yeah, it's the juice may have been squeezed here. So if you're in it, I would take some profit, but this could get some more continuation. Wait for that trend break. That's when you'll really know. But
Yep.
look, it's still looking strong. A little bit of a reprieve here, but that's not surprising. Price goes down, it goes up. But you just have to see if your buyers step in here or if sellers step in. But
All
yeah, the
right.
signal is definitely back here.
Yeah, and it seems to have pumped pretty dramatically since. Looking good though. Shout outs to Zagan over on Twitch. There's your look at JASMY. How we doing on time? I've got 2 minutes left in the show. Let me go. Let me introduce one of the next requests. This is for this new homie in the chat, Cybernetics. He wants to look at RVST.
Well, I do like this chart. Getting sold into now, but that's not actually. Did it already hit TP1? This is a little overextended, and I would expect a bounce from here. I think that this is actually a solid entry on this asset, to be honest with you. And then put your stop below here. Very easy trade. Trade setup, risk to reward is there. I think that with the baseline pullback here and getting bought back up above this, if you close above this resistance here, I wouldn't have a problem taking this position. Let's look at Quadrigo here to see some targets. But ultimately, I do think that this is a very strong chart. Let's go. So yeah, looking at our targets here. Oh, it does appear it would have hit TP1. But so that's one thing that I don't like to do is if it already wicked up, then I think that the juice has been squeezed in the sense that like it already played out. Don't risk getting into it later. But that's just me personally. If this does hold above here, I really do think that you'd likely get that continuation to the upside. It looks like a strong chart. But if you do close below this, though, I think that you need to rethink that strategy. But good momentum coming in here with unnatural volume and a rising explosion level. I would be shocked if you don't get continuation out of this. I think that this is a solid play. And you have all of this room to come up here and cover. So yeah, I like this chart. I think that it looks strong.
All right.
Wait for the close above this level, and I think that it's going to be a good signal.
Well, that was SLP in the end, guys. SLP. Let's get into the last request of the day. Now I'm going to get back into the live chat. Yes, it's RVST. You're going to need to go to ChartX for this one, I think, unless you can. I guess you could use the Uniswap option on TradingView, but for now, yeah, there's RVST. Read the description. Kind of interesting. What's the chart look like?
Well, I mean, it's having a great day. A little too overextended for me to do anything with it. But you have not broken out of this trend yet. You're coming up to test it. I would wait for that trend break, but again, it just moved too much in a day for me to really want to take.
What's the measured move on today's candle? Curious. How much has it moved up today?
31%.
All right, good to know.
On a daily candle, and you still haven't broke your trend yet. So it's ultimately, yeah, a lot of buyers stepping in, looks bullish, but now you're right at important resistance levels. Couldn't advise getting into it here. Wait for the trend break and test.
Seems like an interesting project from the description I just read. Check out RVST, guys, DYOR, of course. Check it out. Might be worth a look. Let's continue. OVR for homie Cybernetics. See what the story with OVR is. Another more obscure token.
Oh, yeah. OVR.
Top trading pair Gate.io followed by Uniswap. So this will likely be another ChartX jobby.
I mean, it's just stair stepping up here. I don't know if there's very much liquidity or not. Like, it's very wicky, but I mean, had a long down period here and then finally getting that. I mean, clearly coming up into some resistance here. I'm not sure why this is so wicky, but
yeah,
I don't know,
Uniswap.
man. Yeah, I couldn't advise taking this. I don't like the way that it looks. I mean, I think that if you were in from here and you could take profit now, that's great. But getting in here, I think you're setting yourself up for failure. But then again, who knows? Maybe this thing is the next Dogecoin. Clearly, can't break through this level here, but you might get some tests lower in here. So what is that? Yeah, I mean, this thing's already went up 100% from its bottom, so getting in there I don't really think is a good idea. But then again, this could be a runner. Who knows? Someone fat fingered the shit out of it.
All right.
Up to $32, so maybe it ends up going to $32.
All right. Well, we are like half past the hour. We're going to bring the show slowly to an end here, but I do want to explore something new, at least for this week, and it's going to be this bit screener. Crypto Bull put us on to search for bit screener.
Me?
Yeah, bitscreener.com. It's supposed to be a way to chart some of these. Let's try it out. This is going to be better than PooCoin. That's the one. And now let's search for that one we were having trouble locating. Wafer. That's the one there.
Chart is not available.
Chart not available. Man, seems like this wafer one eludes us. Well, then and that'll have to do for now. But we'll try bit screeners. Any other tokens we couldn't chart today that we should hit bit screener on? Remind me in the chat. Is there something I neglected to check on? Oh, SAMO. Did we end up getting a look at SAMO? Let's try bit screener on SAMO.
That was on Vertex.
Did it? Yeah, I guess.
No,
yeah, that one. I'll just give it a shot. Maybe we'll see if this coin at least populates the chart on here. We're gonna get the same error. Let's look. Nope, this one works.
Okay, do the candles. There we go. Well, I mean, it looks like it's pumped quite well here. I mean, it's up quite a bit from its lows. But it looks like a bullish chart, man. You could get continuation out of this. It's gone up 23% today. I don't like entering on long candles that are coming right up to resistance. But ultimately, like, this could get bullish continuation. You just need to wait. You need more time. If it breaks above and closes above that past level at that around 1422, then you know that there's probably a little bit more gas in this tank. But coming right up to swing and getting sold into here could end up being a swing failure. So do with that what you will, but I think you should take some profits if you've been in this.
All right. Well, not a whole lot more to add on that particular token, but let's go ahead and get into. I'm going to do a late request. Jason, you good to go maybe an extra 5 minutes?
I can go all day.
All right. Any word is up. No, not any word. My mistake. It's the following. We have the following for Christian Zeldon. What's a good support and buy zone for Intel? All right. Let's get into a traditional here.
Intel. What is Intel's ticker? Do you know?
Just type in Intel on thing. The NASDAQ should come up. Or, yeah, that one there.
Ooh. I love this gap fill. I think this is a solid trade. I think Intel, go buy Intel. Go buy it now.
Wow. Intel Reno going for it, huh?
I mean, you could get some throwback here to test here, but I think that this is a solid chart, man. Yeah, with this big giant gap down, dude, I don't know what happened here, but these things usually get filled, right? Historically. And that's a big one. I think that's a great buying opportunity on Intel. Even if you do get that throwback, I think that this is going to get filled ultimately. So I think it's a great trade on Intel. Entering here, you can take profit one at 51.98, depending on what kind of a take profit system you're running. But I think the solid median trade to 52.78, I think that's almost in the bag, to be honest with you. It just depends on how long you want to wait. I would think with this bullish appreciation that you're likely to just get that movement straight up. But there is that chance that you run out of gas right here and then have to come back down, swing, and then get that press up. But I love this chart. I love this spring bounce back. I think that this is very Wyckofffian. I think that you're witnessing a spring on Intel here. Yep. I think that you're likely to get all this bought right back up. Come down here to test this level of support. Boom. And then you get that spring back up. I think that this looks great, man. I think Intel's a buy. Wait for the daily, of course. If it gets sold into all the way, then it won't end up being a signal. But at the end of the day, if it closes like this, very solid signal on Intel. And if it doesn't close below, I think you should still keep an eye on it and wait to see where you bounce from down here if it gets sold into. Because ultimately, I do think that this gap is going to get filled. I think Intel is a no-brainer here. I'll be happily wrong if it just gets sold into. But this, I usually don't have that much confidence in charts, but this looks like an easy one to me.
All right, brilliant. Well, that would be a look at Intel. Very hot request coming in from Christian Zeldon. Thank you for that one. Let's get into what probably the last request of the day. Let's throw homie a... Come on, cat, get out of here. Let's throw homie a bone here. Where was it? I think it was Ocean Protocol. Yes, it's Ocean for Alex 81SG. The last request of the day. Let's make it Ocean. Here we go.
Whoa. Not surprisingly, getting sold into here, baseline bounce. This is very reminiscent of some other charts that I said were screaming for a baseline bounce. This appears to have gotten it. You just have to wait to see here if you get any kind of support. Solid signal right here, but then immediately getting sold into. I think that if you get a close back above this close here, what is that? Get out of here. Why won't you show me the highs, you bitch? Anyways, around that $1.01. If you get that close, I think you're likely to get a 3-bar reversal off of this and a press to the upside. But it wouldn't be a terrible entry, low risk entry here if you were looking to take Ocean to the upside here on this signal, because this signal is way too extended for me to take. So you would look for taking this position here with a tight stop. I think is a solid position. These patterns usually do get a little bit of price appreciation, which is definitely going to be enough to give you some hit some TPs. So do with that what you will. I think there's stronger things out there. Betting on the reversal I don't think is the best thing here. But you could take this low risk entry here and with a tight stop around, let's see here. $105. So with ATR moving as much as it did, it really wicked that out. So I would put a stop right around like that 90 cents range. And I think that that's a solid trade. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Like, it's not about being right. It's about making money. And this does look like a proper setup to at least get a little bit of action to the upside here on a reversal before it ultimately gets sold into. But again, I think there's better signals out there than this right now. So bet on those rather than betting on the reversal.
All right, doesn't get much better than that, guys. That would be Ocean, one of the last request of the day. Had an absolutely kicking Friday with everybody. Jason, big shout outs to you. Loving the webcam mid-show too. You know, really puts a bit of life into the usual format, right? So absolutely love it, guys.
Not sure what to do with my hands.
Jason, the only one streaming like full time on the show. You know, the other homies got their cameras to the sides. So you know, if they're not talking directly to the camera, we're not really using it. But we might add another camera, kind of face first, so we do get Alex and
up here shaking it for dollar bills.
Justin, yeah, just well with the super chat system coming, kind of will be. With that said, let's see here. Have a great weekend. Says any word. I was told never to own an Intel 10th or 11th gen processor. Really? I don't know, but if you're referring to like security and backdoor, yeah, Intel is probably it's probably all over that, right? That all those backdoors like the Spectre and all those other the Meltdown, those were all very suspicious exploits, hardware practically level exploits, and that's why maybe that's what you mean when you say you don't trust 10th or 11th gen processor. It's a good thing because I'm on a 9th gen Intel myself, and not really in a rush to upgrade. Let's see here. Intel just hit the market with a new 12900. It's the 12900K CPU, and everyone is loving it, says Mr. Ether. Yeah, is this like a big leap in Intel's? I think I heard this one was about to drop. It could be pretty hot. Could be pretty hot. I'll have to check it out. What is that, like $1,000 CPU? It doesn't sound too cheap at all. I need a new motherboard to go with it. Oof. I think I'll just stick to my 9900K. Thanks, guys. All right. Enough of that. Big shout out to everybody in the audience. Thanks, everybody who kicked it with us this week. Big thank you to, of course, everybody makes the show happen. You know who you are. Everyone from Dark Rico, Mr. Ether, Payday, Crypto Bull, everybody in the community, and of course, everybody watching the show too, guys. All the regulars, we couldn't do without you. I thank you guys so much. You know who you all are, from yes, from Any Word to Mr. Ether to Christian Zeladon to Alex1233, Alex81, SG ETH1, and so many more of you. This new guy, Cybernetics, Paranormal Debunker, Adam, Cavano Trades, everyone in the chat. Thank you again who made this week possible. We'll be back next week. We'll be back on a Monday. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Alex. Alex is coming up next Monday. I'm still getting used to the whole show format, trying to remember who does star when, but yes, Monday we will have Alex coming back. We'll see how the price action works out on the weekend, guys. If you do want to check out, or if you do want to, of course, update, if you want to talk markets, you want to talk to big brains like Jason in the community, get on Discord, discord.crackkingcryptocurrency.com. Something happens, during the week, during the weekend price volatility that we usually get. Do you want to reach out to one of the analysts, maybe somebody in one of the other robust traders in our community? Do check out discord.crackkingcryptocurrency.com. Speaking of Discord as well, I think it's UFC 268 this weekend. Yes, as always, we got UFC fans in the house. The UFC coming your way tomorrow. I believe it starts in the middle of the day tomorrow. Let me just double check the schedule. UFC fight card for tomorrow. Yes, UFC fans, watching UFC in the community is a regular thing. If you do want to check that out, I will be reaching out to you via Members Lounge today or tomorrow. Tomorrow, 10 p.m. in the main card. Okay.
Are you going to be streaming that from the Icon server?
Yes, I'm streaming it lately, guys. UFC events in another server, another community server. So if you guys, usually come in and
learn about the project.
Exactly. We're so some of the usual CC guys are hanging with us in this other server watching UFC. Just a temporary thing, but if you do want to join us, guys, if you did miss UFC lately, you want to get back into UFC, check out the Members Lounge this weekend. We're going to be talking UFC 268. I didn't realize
how much I missed it until I started watching it again.
Right, exactly.
Like I got right back into it. I'm like, oh yeah, this is why I like this.
No better way to enjoy your weekend than crack a beer, lean back in your seat, and watch some UFC with the boys and the girls on a Saturday night. What else? I see a goodbyes and see yas and big thank yous. You guys as well. My outros are always so dragged out, but I'm ready to get out the door. Much love. Final words to Jason.
I think I went over it quite well. I think Bitcoin looks weak here. There's some alts that definitely look promising on the daily time frame. We went over them. Make sure to check out timestamps for those. But I think that we'll ultimately see some downside activity for Bitcoin over the weekend. I don't think that that's necessarily bearish, so just be warned of that. I would be surprised by a test of that 52 to 54 range, really start to get people scared. But just trade safely, guys. Make sure you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. Don't let one day of volatility wreck your account.
Word.
It takes so long to build and so quick to lose.
Yep, just like you said earlier in the show, the one trade that you're thinking about exiting, which one was it again? It was XTZ? No.
Algo.
Algo, right, it was Algo. You know, one losing trade, if you let it get away from it, if you don't cut that loser off early, it might eat into all the other gains that the other ones eked out. So I like how proactive. I like how proactive that approach is.
Yep. I mean, you can't make money off FOMO. And trying to, like, okay, one more day. I've done that too many times to where I'm like, okay, like what was it? It was a signal that came out recently, and I got another signal as I hit the take profit, and I'm like, all right, I'll let it ride. Like, I'll give it one more day, and then that day just swept all of the profit. It's just like that one more day mentality usually ends up screwing you.
Indeed. Be sure, guys, take your profits, lock in those gains. Much love to my homies. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Goodbye.